So we had some excitement here. We were just moving in some of these trails, these oak trails. We, I don't even know, 2.5, 3K in, and we were walking, just for reference, September 1st, so pretty early. Just doing like every 300-400 yards, we'd stop for 20 minutes, do some caw-caws, couple bugles, just keep going, kind of just slow playing. And we hadn't made a bugle in, it was probably 200-300 yards, kind of just about to make a bugle. And we're walking, and I look left, nice, 5-point. And he's standing perfect. His head was behind some leaves, and his body had a couple small saplings in front of him, but pretty open. So I kind of took a step ahead so Caleb could get a shot. And I ranged, and I think I got past him. I just didn't get a good range. I was about 10 yards shy. Caleb shot, arrow went right over his back. Kind of heard it sound like 2 things run off. I wasn't really paying attention. I was trying to watch where it went. Caleb after said he thought he heard 2. So we move in, and we got kind of just where he was standing, and then Caleb spotted him. And he'd kind of gone a different direction. Like, he ran to the right, I thought, and this was more straight in. Didn't think much of it. So I go up, because I was about 40 yards in front of Caleb when he sees him. And it's like over the hill, so I can see its head, no body. It runs off. I start going to go after it. Caleb's like, oh, he's raking right here, right to the right of us. I'm like, oh, weird. He looped and started raking, so I move in. Well, we both move in. We got, I think I was 50, and he kind of went up over the hill. We went up over the hill, because he never seemed to even really spook hard. And we got up, and I see him at 80, but he's facing away, no shot or anything. So we're kind of trying to loop down this hill. All of a sudden, Caleb points. There's another 5-point. But he was probably only 50, 40 yards. He was right in the bottom, and the other bow was up on the other side. Anyway, long story, sort of short. We dogged him for about 800 yards into between 60 and 40 yards, probably a dozen times. We each drew another 4 or 5 times each, just no shot. Couldn't, either couldn't get a range, or there's a lot of thick, lots of this stuff. So, you'd see an elk head here, but his body's here and he's walking and he just never stops in the opening. So it's pretty thick in here, but we never really bumped them. They ended up splitting. One went left, one went right. Went each direction a few hundred yards, and they must have finally took off, but they never did seem to crash. They just kind of like trot a bit, stop and look, and we'd move in. I was actively cow calling the whole time, and because we were kind of moving, like we kind of were making noise, so we might have sounded like a bit of herd of elk, and I think they just starting to get ruddy and didn't quite know what was going on, so we were able to get in like probably a dozen times total between the two of us on each like kind of take turns on it. But yeah, so we made it through. There's kind of a trail here, so we're about 150 yards past where we lost them in the direction they went, but we're just gonna hang out, I think. What do we got for time here? Let me look. 7, so we got 2 hours, and it's probably only an hour hike out, so we might just hang out here for 45 minutes, do some calling, and then play our way out back to the truck. Maybe find something on the way. It was very chaotic, so I apologize for no footage. I thought about attempting to record, but between range finding and trying to draw my bow and running, it was very chaotic. So we'll keep you updated if we can see anything else. Just got a spike. Came into some calls here. September 4th, 6th day of hunting. Got my whitetail buck last night, elk hunting. Didn't get much footage, but basically I seen him from a distance out in a bit of a clearing. Got into about 80. He ended up working off and looped around up a trail. Went in behind him on the trail, working through. Got in, caught him. I was coming down a little bit of a hill. There's a bit of a drainage, and he was on just the bottom on the other side. Pretty steep quartered, looking back at us. So I knocked arrow, ranged, 48 yards, dialed my sight, drew, leveled, anchored, executed perfectly. Hit him last rib, and broadhead was into his offside shoulder, so it was a perfect hit. Me and Caleb are just out now. How far would we be in? We're about 2 miles in now. Just gonna start calling a bit. I've had a few bugles here and there. 7 elk in, a couple spikes, couple cow, or 1 cow, a couple spikes. Still not super fired up, so we're gonna do kind of a cold call setup. Work our way through, cover some distance, and get some calls in and see if we can get a bull or possibly a cow to come in. Thought it was a bull elk, so I worked over the ridge. Sure as heck, big cow moose down in the wall. Wah. Oh, you guys. So I did not get any of that on footage. so it's likely I'll just shove all my kills into one film, which hopefully ends with an elk, which is actually technically what we're hunting, but sitting here with a nice 3-point little kicker on this side, nice little browse. I think he just came out of velvet not too long ago. Still pretty sharp down on the bases. But was elk hunting, had my nephew out. He kind of had a change of pace. He ended up having a run back home. Seen there was 4 bucks out, so I stalked in. I got in last little bit of rise I could use as cover, so got the shot off. 87 yards. I'm not sure. I'll flip it around. It was quartered to, so I just tucked it right in behind. And made the shot count. So we're out of buck tags at this point. We can get after some elk first thing in the morning. Go in one of my spots and see if we can get a bugle. We've had a few. I guess I'll do a quick recap here. So I had, I think I'm at 11 or 12 elk. 3 shooters that were in range, just no good shot. Trees moving, all that stuff. A couple cows, couple spikes. One that sounded really good, that was with the spikes and the cow. Not sure if it was another spike or not, or a legal bull. We couldn't tell. We couldn't see that one, but and then what did we do? 2 nights, yeah, 2 nights ago, went out, got my whitetail buck tag filled on the 3rd. It's the 5th now. So I've been hunting 6th, 7th day, I think, yeah, because I started last Saturday and it's Friday, so we're a week in. We got 2 buck tags filled, and I'll break them down here, hopefully get some pictures maybe of them on the pack, and then we will see you with some elk footage, and hopefully we can start getting on some bugling bulls. Hey guys, it's September 6th. Got my mule deer last night, got it home, hanging up, so we're back out with the bow. Gonna head out for elk. Never ended up getting much great footage of either of my bucks, but hopefully I can do better on elk and stuff. Definitely not the best videographer. I 100% prioritize the kill, and then the video is kind of the afterthought of trying to share a bit of a story with you guys and hoping you enjoy it. So we'll see if maybe I can get a living bull elk on video before anything happens, but if not, I appreciate you guys following along, and hopefully you enjoy it. Found a nice wallow. Nothing's making any sound yet. I'm just gonna sit here for a little bit. See if anything comes in. Might do a little bit of cow calls and stuff. See if anything makes its way in. September 8th. I hiked in here a good ways this afternoon. Going to just gonna sit, do some calling. They're not bugling much. I haven't heard anything in a few days. So just gonna do some cold call, set up, see if I can get anything to come in, and or make a bugle on that. We'll go after it. Keep you updated. Hey guys, we're working in here September 11th. Going to work our way in. And we got another couple hundred yards. And I think we're going to start calling. We got some decent sign. Not super happy with the wind. It's a little inconsistent, but pretty decent. So we will get in here, do a little calling. It's been kind of quiet for a bit. I haven't heard too much for bugles in the last couple days. I did call an elk in 2 days ago, cow. Other than that, open week definitely was more active. So just try a new spot. I haven't been all the way in the back here yet, so we're gonna get back in there and see if we can get a bull fired up and come in. And if not, we'll just keep going till we do. Eventually, we'll get one that wants to either come in or bugle. That's kind of the thing with elk hunting. There's no, for me, I've had no magic trick aside from just keep hunting. Like, just keep going day after day. Just keep hiking, covering ground. You know, you get on sign, hunt it. If you don't have luck, keep going to the new spot, find more sign, keep hunting. So, I'm not actually sure how much. Probably well over 100 kilometers now. Probably 150, I'd guess, something like that. So, lots of hiking. I definitely haven't recorded all of it. only so much hiking montage you guys want to watch. So I just, take little clips here and there, and then hopefully I'm kind of recording when we get an arrow in something, but yeah, we'll keep going and see what we can find. The leaves are changing pretty good already. Cow-calf moose as I'm hiking into my one elk spot here. That was the calf there. They were just bedded around the grass. Like 15 yards away, and two moose just stood up. The cow went off left here. I can't see her, but that was the calf, so now we just need an elk. September 12th, morning in here. I didn't get any footage of it, but I had went in, did some cold calls, a couple cow calls. I think only ripped one bugle. Could hear some sticks popping. He came into 45, kind of a couple openings he came through, never stopped. Got to 45 and was raking a tree for probably 5 minutes. And every time he turned broadside, I almost had a shot, and he just never stayed still long enough. And then after a couple minutes, he moved to my right, like going to the right. And he had a big opening, and I made a couple cow calls, and he went all the way through. And then once he stopped, and there were some trees in the way, and he took a step into a lane, and I cow called, and he stopped and looked, and I shot, and right as I shot, he took a step. So I ended up, I'm pretty sure it's liver. He ran off to 77, almost got another arrow in him, but again, all I had was, at that point, he stopped with his front behind trees, so I was trying to get a little window to front vitals. Otherwise, I could have got another arrow just in his guts, which is not ideal. But I could see the blood. Looked like a pass-through. Sounded good. Like pass-through. Like it was a loud whap. So I went up a little and I couldn't see him. So I sat about an hour and a half. And I went just to check for blood. And I bumped him. He was only 25 yards from where I'd been sitting for that hour and a half. And I just took a couple steps off the trail. And he got up and ran a bit. But he only went 30 yards. I could kind of see him, and then he slowly walked off. Almost sounded like he bedded again, but I don't want to push it. So shot was 7:45. It's probably been about 2 hours now. I sat there again for a bit, and I decided I'm just going to give him a bunch of time. So it's about a 3K hike out, I think. So I'm just going to bomb out, hang out at the truck for a bit, grab some food or whatever. I'm going to give it a few hours. I was supposed to meet up with my nephew to hunt the evening. So he is going to be coming out. He's probably not going to be out 2:33, something like that. So I might come in before that, come in for like noon or 1. So that puts it 6 hours. We'll see, maybe I give him longer and I just come in at 3. I hate leaving him, but it's not too hot out. It's not like, it's kind of in a low, like, muskeggy area, so it should be cool. I do worry about meat, but I also worry about not getting meat by bumping him. It's that's the battle part on the archery hunt, right? Like, shot my 2 deer, both died seconds. My whitetail buck, maybe 20 yards, 30 at the most, fell over dead. My mule deer was even less, and I saw it drop. It literally 4 seconds. He turned, took like 3 bounces, and just fell over. So sometimes it puts him down really well, and then sometimes you just make a shit shot. Yeah, so a little choked, but I at least feel like I did the best I could. Tried to stop him. He was stopped, Then he just took a step, and it wasn't even like he didn't jump my string or nothing. He was probably taking that step as I was pulling the trigger. So there's not much you can do aside from waiting and getting a better opportunity. But that's the whole battle on bow hunting. So yeah, sucky part, but it is what it is. We're gonna give him a bunch of time here so he can go lay down and die on us, so we don't have to waste meat and lose meat or not find him. So pretty optimistic too, just because he did only go 30 yards from where I hit him. And then the fact I was probably 15 yards away when he got up, so he let me get pretty close. So that's telling me he's pretty hurt, so he should be 30, 40 yards past where he ran when I come back this afternoon. So I'll keep you guys up to date. I will, I didn't even grab my arrow. That's kind of where I was moving to. I was going to check for the initial blood because I knew that was back a bit, but in my head, I wasn't positive if it wasn't quartered more because he was broadside at me. But then as he was walking after raking, he was angling like away. So I thought maybe I lung livered him, or maybe back of one lung and other lung. So I thought I kind of wanted to see blood to know. And that's when I bumped him, was I was just moving in to kind of see the blood, see my arrow, and then know if he needed more than the hour and a half, or, you know, if you got good lung blood, kind of tells you don't have to wait. And I walked in and I looked down to look, and that's when he jumped up. So not ideal, but we'll keep you guys in the loop. Got a different buddy too, the one I was with when I got my whitetail. We hunt in here together some, and he right away said he'll come pack, so which is ideal. I was kind of when I first shot him, I thought, okay, this will be a nice little solo 3.5K hike out each way, but might turn into a single or only double trip out. So go back to the truck here for a bit, and then we next thing you'll see hopefully is some good blood on an arrow with a nice blood trail leading to a dead bull. Here we go. Well, guys, I found my bull. I walked these little like trees, just in a little dip here, and yeah, we walked maybe 30 yards from him. Devastated. All right, well, guess that's part of bow hunting. Really sucks. Beautiful bull. Oh, guys. Found my bull. It's Tuesday. Got him on Friday. Searched all day Friday, Saturday. It's just so thick, like this stuff, right? Walked probably 30 yards from him when gritting. Pretty choked. Wasn't much left. A little bit of meat, like his neck was there. That's it. So, pretty bummed. Train almost every day, all year. Then I make a great shot on a whitetail, great shot on a mule deer, and then I flub the elk, which is the whole reason I bow hunt and I train, is to do my elk. So I'm pretty choked. It's a beautiful bull, beautiful. just devastated about the meat. That's what me and the family live on. You know, if I can kill an elk in a year, that's pretty set. Shoot a couple deer on top, and we're laughing. So hopefully we'll get the wife can get an elk, get some meat in the freezer. I don't have much to say. You know, shit happens. You try to do everything you can. Sometimes it just doesn't pan out, and you hit back. This one, he came in when I bugled. He was raking a tree. Stopped raking, started walking to my right, and I cow called. He stopped right behind a tree. Started walking again. As soon as he came in the open, I cow called, and he stopped, and he did like a hesitation and started walking, and I'd already shot. As soon as I shot, I knew. I'm like, oh, he's walking. Hit him back and probably liver gut. Gave him 7 hours and jumped him. And then gridded. I think he was almost dead when I jumped him because he almost couldn't stand up, but he was in some really thick stuff. Almost couldn't stand up, got his head stuck in a branch. I just didn't have a shot. And he ran out of that circle clump. What he did is he circled me. So I was facing east when I bumped him. He was west 50 yards over through a little slough and then up on the side of a hill right in some thick stuff. And I walked up that hill. I just didn't go through the clump. The clump that was where he was probably dead by then is my guess, but man, that's elk hunting though, right? You can't win them all by a long margin. I'm just blessed to get to hunt them, and super fortunate that, you know, pretty good success. I'm able to usually fill the freezer. This is the first year I haven't technically in 9 years. It's my 9th elk. Hope you enjoyed the film anyway. Not quite the ending we were going for. But like I said, I think that's the point, right? You just gotta, some days, just roll with the punches. Make a bad shot and keep going back. Like I said, so it was Friday. It's 5th day. 5 days ago. Yeah, morning of the Friday. It's Tuesday. Came in here after work. Hiked in. There's a couple birds immediately I noticed, but they weren't in one spot. And then I actually walked past. And I knew where he was because I could smell him. And then I just wind checked and followed the wind. Ended up going around that thick clump again. Came up where I was. And I'm like, should probably walk through that. So that's how she rolls some days. Hope you enjoyed it. Vehicle. Thanks for watching. Well, as you can see, there's no dead elk. However, we did have a lone bull come in. He ended up winding. And then moving past him, we had a nice 6-point with at least 4 to 6 cows. And we got 50 to 60 of him, just no shot. Into 50 of the cows, a couple twice, no shot. Just the one wouldn't turn, and the other ones were about 80, and just no shot with limbs in the way. But I figure not bad for, October 24th? And the bulls are still screaming, so I think you just gotta stick with it. Got another week of bow, then it goes to rifle, so I guess if we can't get her done in the next week, maybe November 1st, we know where there's a nice 6-point anyway to maybe get a bullet in.